You are now listening to the iWalter Show. Real talk about nothing.
Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird brain. It's a plane. It's iWalter. iWalter. Yes, it's iWalter, a strange visitor from another planet who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. iWalter, who can change the course of mighty rivers, bend ears with his annoying voice, and who, disguised as Walter Interranti, mild-mannered janitor for a great metropolitan newspaper, fights a never-ending battle for truth, nonsense, and the American way. And now, another exciting episode in the adventures of iWalter.
All right. Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Walter. I'm doing another iWalter show. Good morning on a Tuesday, the 30th of June. So, we got today and tomorrow, and another month is done. It's kind of hard to believe. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, because normally my shows are me. Most of the time I have something or I'm complaining about work, but unfortunately, I'm at a stalemate because my two coworkers actually did quite a bit of work, and I'm kind of like dumbfounded why they did all this work. So there's always a motive with people at my job for everything. So I always question everything pertaining to my job. I question everybody on a daily basis anymore, actually. But anyway, one thing a friend suggested I should make into part of my show tonight, which I am today. To me, it's nighttime. It's kind of a funny story, and he says, "Oh yeah, after you mentioned what I'm going to mention now, the friend said, yeah, I can relate to that. You should make this part of your show." Well, the weekend. Oh, I'm still in a lot of pain. The weekend, I actually I stay up really late. So I got up quite a few times. I think it was Saturday night. I was up late and just couldn't sleep, so I kept on getting out of bed. And at one point in time, I think it was Saturday night, or it could have been Friday night, but I think it was Saturday night. I get up and it was like, okay, normally I bought an iPad for two reasons, an iPad mini. One is just so when I go out and because I eat by myself all the time, mainly. I go to places on the weekend anymore. I used to go out every day. Now I just kind of keep it down to the weekends because of the cost. But I also bought it because I had a full-size iPad, and it was like I sold it, and I had taken a great loss on it. I had taken a few $100 loss on the damn thing. It was like, you know what? I really regret getting rid of it, because I would just bring it into the bathroom, and when I'm doing my sit-down business, I'll leave it at that. Instead of bringing a newspaper, I'd just bring my iPad, and I would go over things I just wanted to, read, look at things, articles, check my bank account, blah, blah, blah. So I haven't done that lately. So I think it was actually Friday night, though. So the last time I figured, you know what? I got caught in that really bad rainstorm. So I decided I'm just going to bring in my laptop for work, my Apple laptop, the plastic one. I might have mentioned it before. It's a white 2010 Apple laptop. It's the last of its kind. You'll see plenty of them around, but finding one in good shape, good luck. Mine was kind of beat to crap too, but I got an extended warranty for 2 years on it from Micro Center. So if anything actually breaks down on it, they're just going to give me my money back, or just give me another one of equal cost, or whatever. I could put it towards another more elaborate laptop, which is fine for me because I've already got most of my money back on this extended warranty already. So anyway, I bring it in there. I end up getting like heavily involved in just like I did my business, and I'm sitting down and I lost track of time. So I'm sitting there with this laptop on my lap. I get up, tried to get up, I should say, off the toilet, and my legs both were like numb. They like there was no feeling at all in my legs. In fact, when I was standing up, I felt like I was standing on nothing. Like I basically had both my legs amputated. So I was in so much pain for the longest time that, it was like, okay, now I can't feel my legs. Now, sometimes I bring in, like even when I bring the iPad in, mini, I do that, but it's usually only one leg that falls asleep because I lose track of time. And that's the problem when you bring in reading material into your, your private abode, your office, so to speak, to do your business. I don't mean a real office. I mean the bathroom, to do your sit-down business. So it was so bad. It had taken me a while. I literally I had to hold on to things like a window next to the bathroom, a shower door, the sink, because I had no feel in my legs. It was really bad. It was really, really bad. So finally got my feeling back in my legs, but it was scary because it was like, okay, this is not cool. And it was for about a good 15 minutes I had no feel in my legs, at least, or maybe at the most, I don't know. So I thought that would be the end of it. Well, the next morning, which again, it was either Friday night or Saturday morning, one of those two, or Friday night or Saturday night, I got out of bed a few times, before that. But after that, the next morning, I had the worst excruciating pain in my groin area. So that numbness obviously affected more, and I'm still having it now, though. Not as bad as I had on Sunday. So it was probably Saturday night until Sunday because when I did my videotaping, I was in so much pain that, like, from my groin area and my legs still, that I could not bend over. It was so bad that I thought I was going to be able to go out. I had this all planned out the day before. Like, I'm going to go over and videotape because it's going to be a beautiful day on Sunday. I want to do some videotaping, charge my camera and everything like that. And I could barely get my underwear on, more or less my socks. It was like trying to put on your socks without bending over. And I have those short sports socks because I like those better, the ones that just basically go up to your ankle. And it literally had taken me almost a half an hour to put those on. I was in so much pain. And there was nobody in the house because my parents had went out to go eat at some place. I think it's called American Star. It's up in Lansdale. A friend of mine, we went there a few times, two different friends. So, I was in the house by myself, and I could not move. I could barely, I was walking like Frankenstein, and I couldn't bend over. I'm trying to put on socks, and it had taken me forever just to get one sock on, and eventually I got the other sock on. So this pain is still continuing, not as bad because I can slowly bend. As of yesterday, it was a little bit better. Today was even a little bit better yet, but whatever I did from sitting on that hard bowl, the seat, it just made it impossible. So this pain is continuing on. It's almost like at first it's like, okay, did I masturbate too hard or something? I'm being sarcastic, kind of. But the pain was like somebody basically just kicked me in the balls really hard, and the pain didn't go away. But that all stemmed from me just sitting down with my laptop for way too long on a hard bowl seat in the bathroom, where you basically do your number one or your number two, and paying the price for the last 3 days. So anyway, a friend said I should mention that, so I am. I probably can dig up a couple stories. Mainly my stories begin or end or in the middle or something about complaining about work. But guess what? They left me out to dry. They left me with no material. So, oh well. I did find out though, my one aunt, my dad's older sister, he's got like 3 sisters who are still alive. He had actually an older brother. He passed away years ago, unfortunately from cancer. But my dad's oldest sister, one older sister, she's 10 years older than him. She lives right down the road from us, and it's been officially noted that she is going to sell her house because she basically spent her whole life savings on these fraudulent, someplace in South Carolina, some people that said they were going to make her, like, basically make her millions of dollars or whatever. I don't know. And even give her a car. Well, they gave her nothing, and now she has nothing. Unfortunately, I feel really bad. More so, she has one son, because it kind of reminds me of myself, who also, like myself, lives at home. Unfortunately, he's got some problems that he really can't live by himself. He's not I don't want to say this in a mean way, but he's not capable of living on his own. So he's lived his entire life at home. He's now in his late 50s. He's not retarded or anything else. He's got some problems that make it impossible for him to live on his own. He's worked in supermarket type jobs, basically, pushing carts and doing things like that. That's what he's capable of doing. He's not dumb. He's a very nice guy, but unfortunately now, I heard from tonight from my mother, she had mentioned that this poor guy is going to have to move in with another aunt who also has she's got her share of problems. Basically, another sister of my dad's and the one aunt I'm talking about right now. So this one actually lives around close to where I work. Unfortunately, she has one son who has, over the years, have stolen money off of her, stolen property of hers just so he could sell it for drugs and other things. So this particular aunt that this cousin of mine who is going to be forced to live with her now, I feel really bad for because unfortunately for this poor man, he's used to at least having his independence from his mother, which he's lived with his entire life because the father passed away years ago. And he was free to come and go as he pleased. And she even bought him just recently, a brand new car before she went through her life savings. So I'm afraid he might even lose that car too, because I don't know if she just basically was making the payments for him because she obviously can't make them now. And she's close to being in her 90s. So she, this poor guy, I feel really bad. I think I feel bad for the reason of he reminds me of myself. So that's kind of a little bit of a selfish reason. But also, I really do feel bad for him because his freedom, he'll be living with another aunt another aunt. And I don't think he'll have the same freedom and he won't be able to his privacy like he has now because you're living with somebody else now. Somebody else's home, and it's not a very stable home, so that's why I feel bad. So that's the highlights of my week so far. It's just weird. You kind of like put this kind of stuff to the back of your mind that, as time progresses, things do change, and obviously they don't change for the better. Anyway, sorry, I'm watching this commercial, and it shows a guy with one arm. Swiffer commercial with his wife and his kid. Anyway, this article I wanted to pull up and start reading. A friend actually did mention it to me, and I found it. And it's from independentco.uk, and it was a friend mentioned this again. So there's a video involved with this too. Unfortunately, I could basically edit the video into the audio cast, but it would just not be the same. So I'm going to kind of go through this and do the best I can. And it says, Walmart refused to make a Confederate flag cake. Instead, they did make, though, an ISIS cake for this man. So he does this video. I believe he is from the South. And all he asked for was a Confederate flag. He's trying to, the South still believes in the Confederate flag. That's fine. That's their right. And they refused him, but yet, and he does give a very valid explanation why this is, he doesn't understand. Like, they will honor ISIS, where these people are killing children and women every day for no reason at all, but they won't honor his wish to have made a Confederate flag cake. So, anyway, it says Walmart has made good on its pledge to eliminate the Confederate flag, because Walmart and some other stores had, Amazon too, had eliminated the Confederate flag from the stores, even going as far as to refuse to make a cake featuring the flag. But now the retail giant has apologized because of refusing the Confederate flag. One employee put the ISIS flag on a cake for a Louisiana man, ABC News reports. And he even said this guy mentions in his video, too, that, they won't even carry Walmart won't carry the Dukes Hazzard car anymore because of the Confederate flag. They completely omit it from the stores. They don't carry any type of Confederate flag, anything that has the Confederate flag on there, but yet and the guy showed the receipt, they had no problem of making an ISIS flagged cake. I mean, is very alarming. And that was obviously it's in this country. So, so that was one story. Here's one from the Dreamin' Demon I put on my Facebook page, and it says, Timothy Small died after falling into his backyard fire pit. I'm sorry, I don't know if it comes across, but I'm kind of smirking about it. Timothy Small died after he fell into a fire pit, seriously burning over half his body and then refusing to seek medical help. On Friday night, Small was with his friends drinking around a rock-lined fire pit in his backyard. By 2 a.m. Saturday, he was alone, and somehow he managed to fall into the fire. That kind of reminds me, this is a different story, but it's, thinking about campfires. I'm going to see if I can find this now. So I might be doing my favorite thing of typing while I'm doing a live show. Because I think it was Bucks County. There was this movie that actually, and I didn't actually, honestly, County Massacre. Bucks County, I actually went to Bucks County almost Community College, which was affiliated with LaSalle. Like, they basically have LaSalle, classes that are affiliated, or basically LaSalle got part of their campus on Bucks County Community College's grounds. So I know where it is. I've been to Bucks many a times. Bucks is a bit of a hike. But there's a movie called The Bucks County Massacre I was watching tonight. Now, this is obviously an independent film, and it was done, I would assume, in Bucks County. I was trying to look for the locations, and maybe I'll even do that while I'm on air. But it basically is it's about a group of people that are celebrating this guy's birthday. He turns 25, and they go to this one girl's house where her parents own, in the wooded area. So to give you an idea, this wooded area, a getaway house, in Bucks County. So I would say, as a friend would put it, the execution, probably using that word, was actually fairly good. I mean, it looks like it was professionally shot. It's one of these Blair Witch-like movies, best way to put it, more so like Paranormal Activity or even VHS. On the professional side of things, when they got more professional looking for supposed to be lost footage, that was really good. But obviously, looking at the film, everything was shot. The actors, for the most part, that they got were really good. There's two sets of parents. Obviously these people were actors. Where one set did a better job on acting like they were, concerned parents about their children than this other set that just was not believable at all, So, make a long story short, which I won't. That's why it's my radio show. It was like, okay, this is cool. It's set up really cool. This party looks believable. I don't know if they improv'd what they were supposed to do. Like, okay, this is what your character is going to do. Or if they actually had a written script for these people, because there was a lot of people. But after the first 37 minutes of just wander around from different angles with two different cameras about this party, it got really old. I was like, okay, when is there anything going to happen? It was an hour and a half movie, so it actually, I think it might have won. I'm going to guess, because I don't have it in front of me right now, and I don't think I can see it. It says, it's too small even for my eyes. It says winner, and it looked like, it's not exactly, but it's the thing with the two leaves on the side. It's almost like it basically won on Sundance. And I don't think it was the Sundance Fest, but it definitely did win an award for its originality for the movie. So, kudos for that. And again, it was well put together, the film, I think, for the most part. But I'm going to look for the locations in a minute, probably. But the first 37 minutes were interesting for about the first 5 or 10 minutes. Now, my film was explained to me, and my movie was my little short that I did, this one called The Train Station, which I mentioned yesterday, was only 7 minutes long. It wasn't even 7 minutes long. It was 6.5. And somebody said, a friend of mine, or a friend who had watched it said, yeah, you need to shorten it. It's too long. It seems like it kind of drags long. But that was only 6.5 minutes, 7 minutes long. This is an hour and a half movie. And the first 37 minutes, after the first 5 minutes, it wasn't going anywhere. It was just showing the same redundant scenes over and over again. And I understand you want to develop your characters, which was really important. But for 37 minutes on an hour and a half movie, that's a little bit too much. But when a movie got past that 37 mark, and it's just kind of funny because it was exactly, I had to check, it was like 37 point whatever. I think of Kevin Smith with his jokes with the 37. But after you pass that, about 5 minutes after, it was going on almost from the 37 mark, around 45 minutes, it definitely did kick in, and it was like, okay, I understand now. Probably their problem was they had an idea. They probably basically wanted the party to be shorter, and my guess. And then the real action, the movie probably was only intended to be maybe 50 minutes. Or, not quite an hour. 50 minutes is close to an hour. But maybe it was meant to be shorter, and they were probably forced to put extra footage in there. And that's why it just seemed very redundant. That would be my guess, because if you want to release a film, it has to be at least close to, as much as possible, 90 minutes to make it an actual film. Now, most films nowadays, minus probably independent films, they are usually about, I would say about 120 minutes, about 2 hours. So my assumption, again, is maybe they were forced to just put extra footage in there, and they did a good job putting it together. It just was driving me, it was driving me crazy. It was like, okay, when is this going to stop? It's just not going anywhere, though. But the actual film, once it kicks in, it was really well put together. And it's funny because the one friend who made a film that I had mentioned before, Agony, we were questioning, but it was kind of clever. He didn't add any credits to the end of his film. Well, this film, the Bucks County Massacre, did also the same thing. It just basically cuts off. There's no credits. So that makes it a little more difficult because I wanted to see the locations. That's what I'm going to try to look for now. If I can find any. Wikipedia. Oh, okay. It's just coming up. Bucks County Massacre. Okay. Well, I can't find where it's yet, but it says winner of Audience Choice Award 2011 New Hope Film Festival. So it actually, well, I know where New Hope is too. That's actually borderline New Jersey. Release date was in 2010. I guess you can buy it. I have to, yeah, this was about right. IMDb gave it 6. That would be about right. I would agree. Now, this is pretty interesting because this was, the budget on this film was $50,000. That's a lot of money for somebody who's making a film. It was 84 minutes. It says slogan Blair Witch meets Paranormal Activity in Cloverfield. So, yeah, that's very accurate. I'm just trying to see where it's shot. But if it won in a film fest in New Hope, yeah, I guess it probably was most likely shot. I'm going to see if I can find more out about it while I'm on the air, actually, so I can drive everybody nuts who may want to listen in. But, yeah, you can actually find a page of even the actors. This one girl, Brittany, I can't say her last name. She actually is really cute too. She was the only survivor in the film. Yeah, you can buy this film, but it's actually free right now if you look on Amazon. It's like if you have Amazon Prime, it's actually free to watch. So I'm just going to put in film locations right now. Because there was a bridge in this film that looked really, really familiar. Film and locations. Alrighty, I put in for film and locations, and it looks like we don't have any film and locations for this title yet. So it might have actually just been released, too. It says 2010, but it might have actually made it that they could get a wider release of the film. So, hey, if anybody actually is listening in, and they could find out for me, that would be great. But if you can suffer through the first 37 minutes of the film, yeah, it's definitely worth sticking in there for, I would say. Oh, by the way, a friend, folks, sent me this article. It is kind of funny. I'm going to have to turn off the volume, though. It's actually, there's nothing to read, but it's called Break.com is the website. And it basically is titled, so you can watch the video on Break.com. So the title is, Guy Rips Epic Fart in Court, Uptight Judge Throws Temper Tantrum. So, yeah, it's kind of funny. You barely can hear it, though. So that was June 27th. So that was just 2 days ago? 3 days ago. So he thought it was funny. I thought it was funny. I don't understand this. It's another video deal. So, and it's called J Jeep. I guess it's another Facebook page, but they show these guys on the side of a Jetta, but they almost look like those ISIS type people skating on the side of looks like a Jetta, but the older one. And the title underneath is for J Deep with J Deep. Meanwhile, in Saudi Arabia. You can see the video. Yeah, the guys are skating outside the car. I found this one on Dream and Demon. That's a different article I'm going to read the title of. It says Nadia Sheffield murdered her daughter and 2 grandchildren before killing herself. That was on the 29th. I know it's kind of doom and gloom again for me, but what do you expect from Walter? Green Acres, Florida police say 53-year-old Nadia Sheffield killed her daughter and 2 grandchildren for killing her before killing herself. So I guess the case was solved at the very end. You don't have any court thing. The bodies of a 30-year-old Elizabeth Florals and her kid 7-year-old Xavier Neff and 2-year-old Sophia Chitto were found by a friend on Saturday after not hearing from them since Friday. Yeah, I botched that up, I know. But, yeah. That was June 29th, by the way, that story. I told you, I don't have much. When I don't have people to complain about, I'm lost for words. Hey, I stumbled upon this on Hulu, because Hulu actually has some interesting stuff. I end up just buying it on iTunes. I just don't want to be bothered with commercials whatsoever. But I didn't know this, but Kevin Smith has a show on there. I met the man like 3 times already, twice in person. And it's his own show. He does it actually out in California, and these shows are a little bit old because he's actually really heavy still, which Kevin Smith is not. From the last 2 times I had seen him, he's really thin. But it's called Spoilers with Kevin Smith. And the first episode, his pilot was actually with Carrie Fisher. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. But it's funny, the one guy who's in there, I can't remember the actor's name, but it looked like that actor who played Lex Luthor in Smallville. Now, I could be wrong. That was the one with Carrie Fisher, the pilot episode. But it would be pretty sad in some ways that that's what he does now, is just be an audience member for Kevin Smith's TV show on, Hulu. It's a Hulu original, actually, TV show. And by the way, I hate to tell you, but I told you I don't have much information when I can't complain. So I think I almost ran out of stories already. Oh, here was one that was interesting. I found this actually popped up. It was like breaking news it was actually on Conservative Tribune. But then it says breaking news, Fox News comes forward with proof Hillary committed treason in Benghazi. So, hey, that caught my attention. God, I really need my reading glasses on. But yeah, breaking news comes forward with proof that Hillary committed treason, again in Benghazi. Federal court documents recently obtained by Fox News show that Hillary Clinton, as Secretary of State, supported a covert of weapons to the rebels in Libya, who I know how to say the word, I just can't get it out. I'm just going to skip it. I know how to say it. I know how to say it in my head. I don't know how to get it out. Carried out the attack on the American diplomatic compound in Benghazi on September 11th. I guess that's talking about, folks, those people who got murdered. I think that was that embassy we had, the American embassy, and those people got brutally murdered. And I know there was speculation that, our government was involved, especially Hillary Clinton, and now it has surfaced that, yeah, she is actually guilty as charged. So do you think this is going to stop her from running for president? Probably absolutely not. Will she probably get it? Well, if we don't have anybody that's, going to basically be a good candidate for the Republican Party, which at this point we have a lot of potential candidates. But with this whole thing with, what do you call it? Claiming he's going to run for president, Mr. Bad Toupee, Donald Trump, we're going to be totally screwed, and yeah, we will get her. And look, she's coming in with like a lot of laundry now, dirty laundry, that it's not going to make a difference. She'll still get it. So that's what kind of scares me. Oh, well, that's pretty interesting. I put this on a couple of friends' pages and I didn't read it. It says, My Fox, Tampa Bay, Illinois Auto Museum to keep General Lee on display. So there's an auto museum that actually is not going to take out the Dukes of Hazzard, the General Lee, which is nice to see because I got my picture taken with the General Lee. I should pop those up now on my Facebook page and, make a joke out of it. But yeah, every convention I've gone to, this past summer, actually, I went to the comic book convention. I could have got my picture again with the General Lee, with the Confederate flag on the top. Are they going to take that off now? I hope not. Some lighter news. It's kind of sad almost, but this, for me, it is. It was from the Norristown Times Herald. If you go to the Norristown Times Herald webpage, it says photos. Montgomery Hospital buildings in Norristown almost gone. I mean, those buildings I was in myself when I got sick. One time I was paralyzed from the waist down, and I was in that hospital. Now that hospital's no longer there. So, it's Montgomery Hospital in Norristown. It says the building that used to be Montgomery Hospital was almost completely gone Monday. On one remaining wall of the hospital could be seen on one end of the site. So basically, demolition basically tore everything down from the hospital except one wall, and that's pretty much probably gone by now because that was yesterday. That's a shame. Hopefully this is true. But this was on telegraph.co.uk. Back to the Future remake Over My Dead Body, says Robert Zemeckis. Because I love that movie. Everything's being remade under the sun, but it says exclusive, the director of the original time travel and trilogy won't allow the film to be rebooted in his lifetime, which is nice kind of to know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, in some ways, it would be kind of cool. Other ways, no. But yeah, it was done by Robbie Collin, is the guy who reported this story yesterday. I'm kind of glad, actually. Yeah, but Robert Zemeckis won't let that film be remade. I thought that was a Spielberg film for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it was in some form, but no, it was Robert Zemeckis. I'm just pulling this story up. HelloGiggles.com. We made a first look at Maddie Ziegler's. She's actually from Pennsylvania, folks, too. And it looks like she's going to be in some type of horror thing. But it says Maddie Ziegler's creepy role and capital P, capital L, capital L. I don't know what that is. PLL. I honestly didn't read it either, so. Ari, Spencer, Hannah, and Emily, along with Mona and their newfound friend Sarah, might be out of A's dollhouse, but their problems are far from over. Oh. PLL, Pretty Little Liars. I'm sorry, I didn't know that. Pretty Little Liars continue to shock us during this sixth season. I didn't realize it was on that long already. I thought it just started. And in Tuesday's episode, the girls head back to one of the scariest places yet, Radley Sanitarium. That's a mouthful. For me, and when the liars go knocking on its door, they in fact find someone inside, and it says Mini-Me and powerhouse dancer Maddie Ziegler. She's a little adorable thing. She's only like 11 years old. That freaking she's going to be set in her career if she sets it right by the time she's 12. She'll be retired by 15 probably at this point. Yeah, so again, I don't really have much else to talk about. This was a story that came up yesterday. I'm sorry, it's just freaking hilarious. It's not funny, but it is. And it was on Daily UK Mail, which I love. Everybody knows that probably by now. If they haven't, you should. Just kidding. This funny story, by the way, it's mother who ate banana at the wheel while she was stuck in a gridlock traffic is treated like a criminal and fined £100. So that's like $200 in American money. Elsa Harris fined £100 after being caught peeling a banana behind the wheel. Single mother blasted fine as a ridiculous, claiming car was at a standstill. Oh, she was claiming the car was at a standstill. Sorry about that. Police told her she was fined for driving without having hands on the wheel. What about people with freaking cell phones, folks? The 45-year-old said, "This is the most expensive banana I've ever had in my life." Well, at least she wasn't doing anything else with the banana. There's some video with it, too. I'm not going to explain that one if you can't figure out what I'm trying to joke about. But, yeah, can you believe that? The poor lady got... And you got people who have cell phones that are actually directly talking into them or texted. Of course, this is in England, too. So what do you... I don't know. I'm not going to go there. Hey, on a brighter note, though, I did buy, and I got today for like $10. I know it's a waste of money, but I bought the Blu-ray version of that movie Frankenhooker with Patty what? I can't remember her last name now. Hey, clickety click. Patty Mullen. Boy, I'm getting good with her name. I think it's Patty Mullen. Yep, Patty Mullen. Boy, and I love the folks. If anybody out there has copies, when she was the Penthouse Pet, she was Penthouse Pet twice. My friend told me she was constantly always on Stern, and her voice, she was like from New York, is very annoying, but Stern used to always make jokes and call her Patty Mellon. I don't need to explain that one, hopefully, either. I don't remember her because I haven't listened to Stern in years, but yeah, I kind of need to dig that up now and find Stern and Patty Mellon being on there. Apparently, she was on there quite a bit. But yeah, I'm going to have to watch that tomorrow night. It's too late now. Anyway, hey, it was funny. I was looking through things to watch, as one friend would joke, for free. And I didn't realize this, folks. I mean, it's not important, but I didn't realize this. But you can buy it if you have an Amazon Prime account. You can buy it for like $5, free shipping. But there was, in 1943, there was a series, I guess it was a film series, probably like, because they did that with Flash Gordon. No, was it Flash Gordon? No, actually, I think it was Flash Gordon. Anyway, they had something like that with Batman back in 1943. It was like 15 episodes. They had something similar with Superman, which I bought those years ago. The black and whites, they were showing them in the movie house. But this one was actually Batman. And yeah, there's like 15 episodes. Normally it costs about $15-20. But if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can actually get it for much less. You get it for $5, free shipping. Now, here's another one about the bookmark. Now, I didn't know about this one. It says 1940, there was a video for Batman short Gotham. It's called Gotham Terra, actually. So, yeah, I know Batman's been around for 80 years, I forget. Maybe it's or 75 years, it said. I think the 75th anniversary was just last year or this year. So anyway, yeah, I didn't realize this, but all the different adaptations of Batman. But yeah, it says 1940s Batman short Gotham Terror. And there's one here, it says, this is on YouTube, by the way. You can watch these. James Batman 1966 with English subtitles. So there was definitely, oh, I didn't know this. Silent Shadow of Batman, number 3 of Arkham After Midnight, Mark of the Mad Hatter. Yeah, so Batman's been around for a lot longer than I knew, at least on the, as they would call it, the silver screen. I didn't realize it went back that far. So I at least got the one because I was really curious. And yeah, The Shadow 1940. Oh, that's a different series. The Shadow was really big back in the day too. Here's one that's a little bit depressing for me. Maybe I'll leave it go at this. Daily UK Mail, because I love tuna fish, and it's the truth about tuna. 2/3 of the fish sold at U.S. restaurants and grocery stores is not tuna, but potentially dangerous escarla instead. Escalor. I can't pronounce that, folks. I'm not going to even try to. Sushi venues are the worst offenders of misleading fish, according to an investigation by campaign group Oceana. The study was carried out across the U.S., where 90% of the fish is imported. Oceana advises consumers to buy whole fish from trusted fishermongers. Well, I hate to say most of my fish, it's not even tuna as far as the fish that is known as tuna. Mine is in a can and it's already mushed up, so I don't even know. Minus that it might say a certain brand. Yeah, so I'm just kind of going down before I'd kind of end my show tonight. See if there's anything I missed on the Daily Mail. So. No, not really anything of interest to me, or probably to anybody else. But yeah, so yeah, this show is going to definitely be the short one again, shorter than last night probably because I kept on coming back on air. So everyone, short week again. I might be off on Friday. Probably, and definitely Saturday because I will be in Lancaster. But again, as I always say, hope everybody enjoys what I try to put together. Hopefully it sounds decent. And by the way, I am now, for the second time, using GarageBand simply because of the issues have been having with Audacity and some issues with the updates for the Mac system. Now, Mac OS, the next OS, I should say, because I can say OS X. Well, they're all OS X. Let me see what the name is. It's got a really stupid name. Mac's new OS. And it's not Yosemite. Oh, this is ridiculous. Apple, yeah, it is Apple. Mac OS X 10.11 is called El Capitan. I swear to God, it is called, sorry about that. It's called El Capitan. Release date and new features coming in the new version of Mac OS X. It's actually on macworld.co.uk. You can actually find articles on, I just popped that up first. But it goes through the list. So you can go on the Apple's website. They'll tell you the freaking thing, what it consists of. But they're calling it El Capitan. I mean, come on. Where do they come with these names? It was bad enough they were naming them after mountains and other landmarks. But now they're calling it El Capitan. El Capitan. I'm saying it's El Capitan. I don't know. But it's just goofy. So anyway, that's enough for me botching things up. And the time right now was 3:33, so that's the sign of never mind. Everyone have a good night because I just freaked myself out. And enjoy your Tuesday morning.